Uncle Howdy dropped a very different and unusual teaser recently, so we'll see what's up there. We'll also check out what's going on with Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes, and more. Starting things off with the latest new teaser from Uncle Howdy coming off the June 7th edition of Smackdown. This new teaser was very interesting because it's nothing like at all of the previous teasers that have been released from Uncle Howdy over the last few months. All the prior teasers appear to be aimed at Uncle Howdy's oppositions and doubters. If you're against Howdy, then all the previous teasers were meant for you, to be fully aware that he was on his way back for revenge. But this teaser here from June 7th was actually intended for Uncle Howdy's true fans and followers. We haven't seen Howdy address his fans before, so this really is the big first-time event that we're seeing this type of message from the character. But this message wasn't hostile and didn't include any types of threats at all, since it was intended for his supporters. In this message, Uncle Howdy goes into detail about what he's been going through since losing Bray Wyatt. Howdy's first opening lines of his message is directed in reflection of Bray Wyatt's 2022 return to WWE. Howdy had this to say about that event when reflecting on it to the fans, quote, "You helped him find his way and guided him back home. You found him so I could open his eyes. A new journey began. But we never know how long a journey will last. What I knew to be true was no more." End quote. From there on, Howdy talks about how he found himself with no path after losing Bray Wyatt. Howdy mentioned how he believed he was lost and how he was going to let the cave win and just never come out of it. But Howdy implies that it was the fans that helped him get out of the darkness he was facing himself. He even had a line there that read, "I saw what was expected of me and I accepted the cost," which was potentially Uncle Howdy taking notice that a lot of fans were hoping that he would continue Bray Wyatt's world and legacy. He admits that it wasn't easy at all to accept the task, but he eventually accepted the role. He even mentioned how he thought fans would have forgotten all about Bray Wyatt and himself by now, but how they haven't forgotten, and how they remembered everything. Howdy talks about how him and his new family aren't the chosen ones at all, that they're simply in this position right now because of the fans and their support. Uncle Howdy admits that he's excited about seeing everyone again and can't wait for it. He said he appreciates everyone's excitement and how it won't be that long now before they all return. Uncle Howdy closes off his message by telling fans that blood from everything that's about to happen is on our hands, not his. It was just one of the best teasers yet because of how deep it gets into Uncle Howdy's head and his grief about Bray Wyatt. It's also an amazing message because you can read it as Uncle Howdy's words, but it also feels like you're getting some genuine words there from Bo Dallas himself. When he mentioned how Bray and himself were about to take off on this new journey together in WWE, but how life is just unpredictable, and you don't know how much time you really have with a person. It's very deep, emotional, and real thoughts that really feel like it's truly coming from Taylor Rotunda's heart himself. So it's such a nice touch that you can read it as Uncle Howdy or Taylor Rotunda. Also telling by Howdy's message here, it seems like he was originally very hesitant on the idea of coming back without Bray and trying to keep things going. It sounds like he really wanted no part of it at all at first, but the continued support from fans who wanted to see him keep the legacy going is what fueled him to really accept this role. But like he closed off in the message here, he said that his family and himself won't accept any blame for what's about to happen. All the blame is going to the fans because they were the fans that made this happen. As far as a time frame, Uncle Howdy didn't name a specific date, and he probably won't, maybe until the very last teaser, but he kept saying that it won't be long at all. So with Uncle Howdy now appearing to be wrapping up the teasers and thanking the fans, it looks like we're really approaching the final days before his family's big WWE debut. The June 7th edition of Smackdown ended in an interesting way that could be understood in a variety of ways. Like we previously discussed, this edition of Smackdown kicked off with the Bloodline opening up the show and Paul Heyman confirming about the new positions for all the members. And the closing of the show appeared to be the Bloodline 2.0, officially announcing that they have arrived by taking out Kevin Owens and the Street Profits in brutal fashion. The most interesting part took place with Solo Sikoa. Solo delivers his usual Samoan Spike, but as he's gearing up to do it again, it looks like he thinks it over for a second and then decides to use the spear instead. So a lot of fans believe that this was another one of those big storytelling moments that didn't really need a single word to be spoken. Solo abandons his usual old finisher to now use a spear instead. Some fans are having a serious debate online about if this was Solo sneak dissing Roman by using the spear, or if it was more of a thing about paying homage and showing respect. Because Solo uses the Samoan Spike as a way to pay homage to his uncle, and everyone easily understands that. A lot of superstars use other people's moves as a way of showing respect, but it just looks like things could be a little different here with Solo's usage of the spear, because all the context clues about the story so far tells us that Solo has a little to no respect left for Roman at this point. Just look at everything Solo's done since WrestleMania 40. He literally cut off all communication with Roman Reigns, and forcefully took the tribal chief position for himself prematurely before the proper time. So that's why it appears that the hidden message behind Solo Sikoa's spear isn't respect, but maybe something more along the lines of, look at me, I'm the tribal chief now, so I deserve to use this move now. Just telling by everything we've been seeing over the last few weeks, it seems something along those lines is what Solo really meant by using the spear. And obviously using the spear will also be a nice and simple natural way to get more heat from the fans. The fans know that Solo Sikoa is a heel, he's a bad person, so they're not going to take too kindly to Solo stealing Roman Reigns' move. So that should really get fans to despise Solo even more than they already do. And then of course you had Solo and the new Bloodline using the triple power bomb on the commentary table, which is a move that's a callback not only to Roman's original Bloodline days, but it's a callback as far as Roman's Shield days. Solo is stealing all of Roman's moves, with the intention being that he deserves to use the moves now that he's sitting at the head of the table. So it'll be great to see how this all continues to play. It was also a big week for Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. After getting embarrassed and absolutely fooled by AJ Styles' fake retirement, Cody Rhodes was pacing like a madman in the parking lot, just waiting for AJ Styles to show up to the arena. Cody eventually made his way out to the ring to challenge AJ Styles to a fight, but AJ insisted on a championship match at Clash at the Castle. Cody accepted the match and added in that he wants it to be a I Quit match, which Nick Aldis approved of. So we'll be seeing a rare stipulation at Clash at the Castle with the I Quit match between AJ and Cody. You can surely argue that the stipulation itself is a bit of a spoiler because there's no way on earth that Cody Rhodes would say the words I quit in this match and lose his title. So Cody Rhodes will absolutely be retaining his title against AJ Styles, but the story and feud will still be lots of fun to watch because obviously the story is entering that personal level right now. But what are your thoughts on today's wrestling news? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.